Hi guys, today's August 19th. Yesterday morning, I had a dream and I was contemplating about sharing it, but I feel it's really important that I do. Dabu7 just got out a video about how the Texas base that they were shot at, and that they don't know who they are, where they came from, or anything, but they've been shot at, and that one of them went on the property and they ended up having to be shot dead. And we know that this is culminating all before the election. Okay, and I believe that this could very well implement to where, since they're just dropping bombs just anywhere, shooting and stuff, that it could be anytime that the UN would step in, the blue hats and military. All right, so, and this is why I'm sharing this. So I dreamt yesterday morning, and it was a scary dream, that I was in a cornfield running. I was running for my life, and it was evening time, and I was in the field in battleground. My husband was with me, and there was a bike he had to grab that he forgot that he left in the field. And it was a small blue bike, like a toddler one. Okay, and we get to the end of this field, and I peek my head out. Okay, mind you, this is corn stalks that's about 6-7 feet tall that we're running in, and I peek my head out, and it's darkish time out, and as soon as I did, I was forced into a line. My husband was gone. I don't know where he went. So there was a guy that was particularly interested in me. And so I was pressed up against the wall, and he was trying to force a needle in my arm, and it looked like a diabetic one. And he had a syringe with the needle, and he said, "I have to inject you," because it was his job. So I'm fighting him, trying not to, you know what I mean? He ended up stabbing me very quickly in the arm. And then I told him, "You did not have to do it like that." And he said, "I have to move on to the next person." So it switches scenes to when I was back in this field, but it was like a maze or something, and I had to get to my family. Okay, and this one chick in particular, she had a loud mouth. Okay, and we had to try and get away from, these were females, okay, mind you, but they were Nazis. All right, and but they was Nazis, and so we had to hurry and try and get away from them, because the people that was chasing us to get us to our families were Nazis. Okay, and so she thought that she could make it. Well, what ended up happening is they pummeled her to the ground. They caught her, pummeled her to the ground, and literally ripped her voice box out and placed it on the outside of her neck to where she was mute. Okay, so these people silenced her from being able to scream out, because this girl, like, she wasn't just mouth, she was very outspoken, kind of like I was. Okay, and then she's laying on the ground, and she looked dead to me, but she wasn't, and she turned into like this zombie or something, but it wasn't a zombie, because they already injected her. All right, and so I was running for my life, but no one was interested in me, so I still keep running. I ran until I got into this grocery mart, and everything there was organic and healthy. The vegetables, everything. And so I thought, until I realized that this whole market was cannibalism. They were humans, okay? And you were shopping for food. And my mother ended up being there. My sister ended up being there. My sister Lisa, and everything. But we didn't realize that this store was 2 stories until we got to the top. And then you was trapped. You couldn't get back down. And there was this kid, and they had to potty. So I allowed him to pee off the 2nd floor. And they had a balcony up top, but you could only sit. And looking down, you could see like the ground, and that you was trapped. There was nowhere to go. Like, the only place you could go was to your death. All right. And so this little boy had to pee, and it looked like my son when he was little, but I don't know who the little boy was. He ended up peeing off this second floor balcony. And it was weird because my brother Chip was there, and he was talking about buying junk cars for $850 off my brother-in-law Travis. And so no one paid any attention to me. No one. But this whole entire thing I realized was set up by the military, and then I woke up. By the military, and it was to entrap you, and then I woke up. I 100% believe that this dream is about the tribulation, the beast system that is coming, about martial law, and about people running for their lives. Okay? And many people right now, all of these warnings, all of these dreams, all these things are falling on deaf ears. But here's the thing. From what's coming to what we've been seeing, if you get left behind, you're going to endure some pretty scary stuff. And we know that what is coming with the forced JAB again, going into QUANTOM DOT, that is injected into your hand. With the QR code and so on and so forth, and that deals with exactly what's, this next pandemic that's coming. So I just wanted to warn you that this dream, I don't take it lightly. I know this was a dream from the Lord, and then I got confirmation with Dabu 7, and like I said, I wasn't going to share this because it's probably going to scare people, and they're going to be thinking, oh my gosh, we're going to have to endure this. No, that's not what I'm saying. Jesus is about to return anytime. It's going to be on a normal day. It's not going to be on a Jewish feast day. It's not going to be on a day you all are trying to figure out. Okay, I understand God is a God of order, but you also have to remember these feast days are for the Jews. We are separated, Jews and Gentiles. Even though we're not technically separated, we are separated in a sense because we are not born into the Jews. So these feasts and stuff are specifically designed for the Jews. Now, with us being the Gentile nation, or considered heathens, we know that we have caused so much sin and turmoil in this life. We are at the ending of the beginning of sorrows. This is our tribulation period that we are in right now. Now, as the days of Noah were, they were eating, drinking, marrying, and given unto marriage until Noah entered the ark, and the doors were shut, and no one knew until the floods took them all away. That's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to happen so fast, okay? And people still going to be out living their best life, doing what they got to do. All right, so we know that this lockdowns and all this stuff, worldwide catastrophe cannot happen, because even in Revelation 3:10, it specifically tells us that we are spared from the wrath that shall come upon the whole entire world. Right now, what's happening is not around the whole entire world. It's in certain different countries, certain different areas of the countries. When the rapture happens and the tribulation, the great tribulation begins, the time of Jacob's trouble, that right there is the wrath that we get spared from. Okay, we are not spared from tribulation because we are in trials and tribulations right now that God even said that we're going to be going through. We're going to be seeing these things. And it says, see to it that you not be troubled in mind or in spirit. And a lot of people are afraid of what's coming and they're in fear. Do not fear. Fear is not of the Lord. God's going to provide for you. Now, that does not mean that the stocking up and stuff that you should be slacking that, because I don't know how much we're going to see, but I know that it can't get too much worse, because then it wouldn't be as the days of Noah. And Lot was spared from the destruction that shall come a day before all that destruction, because the angel of the Lord came to him. Okay, and because his wife was so concerned about what is happening in the past, she turned around and turned into a pillar of salt. Okay, she was disobedient, and that's exactly the same way with this world. They're going to turn around. Okay, a lot of people, they're turning away from God's voice. Okay, they're not focusing on what is ahead. Okay, and that's what you need to be focusing on. God didn't tell us, your blessed hope is looking for the Antichrist. No, your blessed hope is in Jesus ransoming us, and it's going to happen so fast we're not even going to know what hit us in the moment, in the twinkling of an eye, guys. Jesus is coming. We all feel it. We all know it. And the transition period, the what's coming upon this world is going to be catastrophic. So pray over this as always. I'll see you there in the air. God bless.